Naruto, 10 UA students who can easily become Jonin. Which characters in My Hero Academia could become one of the Naruto universe's elite ninja? The Naruto universe is filled with talented ninja. And most of them are skilled melee fighters who can use a variety of jutsu in battle. The ninja world is very big, and although each nation has different training methods, they all follow the same hierarchical system. When an aspiring ninja graduates from the academy, they become a genin, and when they prove their maturity in leadership skills, they usually get promoted to chunin. The next step is jonin. But only the most skilled and experienced ninja can reach this rank. In My Hero Academia, the majority of people have some type of power called a quirk, and some of these people choose to become pro-heroes in order to help others. UA High School is one of the most prestigious hero schools in the world, and they only accept the best students, some of whom are fully capable of becoming Jonin-level ninja. 10. Bakugo is basically a master of explosion release. Bakugo is a short-tempered and aggressive individual who has gone a bit too far a number of times. Thanks to his explosion quirk, Bakugo can create powerful explosions by igniting the nitroglycerin-like sweat produced by his hands. Explosion release is one of the rarest chakra natures in Naruto, and it allows the user to use explosive chakra in battle. Bakugo could easily become a Jonin because he would be viewed as an explosion release master who can pull off impressive offensive and defensive maneuvers. He can also use his explosions to evade enemy attacks by moving through the air. 9. Hitoshi can complete countless difficult missions with his brainwashing quirk. Hitoshi Shinso has become one of My Hero Academia's more likable characters despite the fact that he possesses a quirk that is better suited for a villain. The aspiring hero's quirk is called brainwashing, and it forces anyone who verbally responds to him to obey his commands. An ability like this would come in very handy during difficult ninja missions because Shinso can force enemies to stop pursuing and attacking his squad. He can also lead assassination targets into traps. This quirk is indeed powerful, but his odds of actually becoming a Jonin are even better now that he has trained to become a proficient melee fighter with his capture scarf. 8. Yaoyorozu is smart enough to become a Jonin. Every Jonin needs to be exceptionally skilled, but they also need to be smart enough to lead a squad into battle. Momo Yaoyorozu is the vice president of Class 1A. And her creation quirk allows her to use her body's fat cells to create non-living materials and objects. Unfortunately, she can only create something if she understands its molecular structure. Thanks to her genius-level intellect, Yaoyorozu has learned to adapt to situations on the fly by coming up with plans that can help her teammates in the middle of a fight, which is something that is expected of all Jonin. Her quirk can also come in very handy during missions because she can supply her squad with near-limitless equipment and ninja tools. 7. If Rock Lee can become a Jonin, so can Masahiro Ojiro. Naruto featured several underdogs who managed to prove everyone wrong, including Rock Lee, who became a strong Jonin despite not being able to perform any type of ninjutsu or genjutsu. He focused all of his attention into taijutsu, and if he can become a Jonin by being a pure melee fighter, then so can Masahiro Ojiro. Ojiro's quirk is called Tail, which is just as it sounds, a long, powerful tail that essentially acts like an extra appendage. His tail is sturdy enough to support his body weight, and it can break objects as strong as metal. He happens to be a skilled martial artist. And he incorporates his tail into his fighting style. 6. Kamakiri is literally a living weapon. Class 1B has its fair share of strong and weak quirks, and Toguro Kamakiri's lands somewhere in between. His quirk, Razor Sharp, gives him the ability to produce large blades from any part of his body. These blades are sharp enough to cut through steel, which means that he can probably cut through most swords and ninja tools. This quirk makes him a dangerous close-range fighter. And he can even use his blades for defense since they are capable of withstanding explosions from point-blank range. 5. Ishido's acid can be used for offensive-defensive purposes. Mina Ishido is cheerful and easygoing, but she possesses one of My Hero Academia's most destructive quirks. Her acid quirk allows her to produce corrosive acid from her skin. Though her body's natural resistance to it weakens if she keeps her quirk active for too long. This acid is capable of melting metal, which means that she can do a lot of damage to enemy ninja. She can also produce a more solid type of acid that can block incoming ranged attacks, and a non-corrosive type of acid which allows her to slide across the battlefield. 4. Toru can be an expert spy infiltrator. No one really knows what Toru Hagakure looks like, and that is because her invisibility quirk makes her entire body invisible. This quirk gives Toru incredible stealth capabilities. And since she does not use any chakra, she can literally walk around undetected. Toru can easily become a Jonin-level spy with this quirk since she can gather intel without anyone noticing. But this also means that she can be a top-tier assassin. If she is ever forced into a fight, she can escape by refracting sunlight through her body to temporarily blind her opponents. 3. Mirio's quirk is pretty much identical to Obito's Kamui. Obito unlocked his Mangekyo Sharingan when Rin died, and it gave him the ability to use Kamui, a space-time ninjutsu which let him transport objects to and from another dimension. He was able to use this ability on his own body to make attacks phase through him, and he mastered this ability to the point that he became a Kage-level ninja. Mirio's permeation quirk allows him to basically do the same thing since it gives him the ability to become intangible. He can pass through solid surfaces, and attacks can harmlessly pass through him. He also has a keen intellect and battle sense to go along with his enhanced strength, speed, and reflexes. 2. Todoroki's ability to use fire ice would overwhelm most jutsu. Shoto Todoroki is arguably the strongest and most talented student at UA, and that is because he has a versatile and destructive quirk. His half-cold half-hot quirk allows the right side of his body to create ice, while the left side produces fire. Ice release is a very rare Kekkei Genkai, to the point that very few ninja have seen and fought against it. Which means Todoroki would have a huge advantage in battle. His fire is hot enough to incinerate anyone he blasts with it. He can also use both elements simultaneously, which means that he can overwhelm ninja since very few jutsu can counter both ice and fire at the same time. 1. Midoriya can become a Kage-level ninja. Only the strongest and most gifted ninja can rise to the rank of Kage, and Izuku Midoriya's quirk already makes him a Kage-level ninja. So becoming a Jonin would be easy. One for All is a quirk that is passed down through the generations, and it enhances the holder's physical abilities to the point that they have superhuman strength, speed, reflexes, stamina, and durability. It also gives Midoriya access to the quirks of previous users, which is why he can create a thick cloud of smoke to obscure vision, and why he can sense threats within a designated area. Another quirk allows him to float, while another gives him the ability to create black tendrils that are good for grappling. All of these abilities would give him unbelievable advantages in a ninja battle.